Welcome to Wide Open Wednesday, someone's favorite racing show right here on WBCB. Here are your hosts, Nick Leach and Fred Fletcher.
Someone's favorite show. It must be.
It must be Kate's.
It's mine.
It's mine. It's Kate's. It's Warren's.
Today's going to be a lot of people's favorite show because we got an action-packed great hour here.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you, it was cool to be back at the racetrack, and a lot of our fans grabbed Fred. They actually know who Fred is now, so that's a positive. And it was really cool to be back at the racetrack. We were at New Egypt, and it was 80 degrees, and it went from 80 degrees to 25 degrees, and we had a blizzard, and we got a suntan, and
it was a nice dirt blizzard,
and what do you call that? And we got frostbite all in the same night. So
yeah, I couldn't get warm quick enough. Couldn't get enough stuff back on me.
And that's when I wished I had a windshield on my golf cart. But anyhow, yeah. Welcome to Wide Open Wednesday. If you're stuck in traffic or you're riding around and you got a couple minutes, you can give us a call. Already, we got calls lined up already. First and foremost, we want to wish Johnny Gibson some well wishes. He had a medical procedure done. And Johnny Gibson, of course, is the voice of the World Outlaws. He has never missed the show, and he missed that show, right, for his procedure?
2,387 races.
Wow, the Iron Man.
Wow. Well, I had the pleasure of being with Johnny Gibson up in the tower at New Egypt the times that they were there. I even got to interview Johnny Gibson. I'll find that and put that back up on our stuff. And Johnny, we're thinking about you here at Wide Open Wednesday, and we can't wait to see you in New Egypt when the Outlaws come back.
And he's Chris Moore's favorite announcer.
Well, there you go. I thought Jeff Allen was his favorite announcer. Jeff's his mentor. So, and I got to thank Chris Moore for and New Egypt Speedway and Fred and everybody involved for putting on a wonderful show Saturday night. And me and Stuart Friesen talked on Wide Open Wednesday. So now he's 2 for 2 in New Jersey, 1 Bridgeport, 1 New Egypt, and he said the next time he's coming to Jersey, he's calling Wide Open Wednesday because we're good luck for him. So we got Kate in the house tonight, and it's gonna. We did a couple interviews with ladies already, but this is gonna kick off the official Leadfoot Ladies in Racing, right?
It is.
So and we got Earl on the line. We'll talk to Earl real quick here.
We missed Earl.
We missed Earl. We definitely missed Earl. But Earl didn't miss us because he was surfing and getting a suntan, drinking umbrella drinks. What's going on, Earl? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, we me and Fred were riding around on a golf cart doing some interviews, doing some stuff, and all of a sudden, I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
It's
like
going to snow.
A gust of wind and it went cold.
Yeah, and it went cold, and I had to get my car out of the back part of the racetrack. Fred goes, I'll go get your car, and I'll park it up front. I said, okay. So I rode him back there. He got my car. He goes, you know what? I've seen enough. Time for me to go home. So that's how cold it got. It turned a diehard race fan into I need some heat and I'm going home. So
that's what it was. I mean, I can live with the dirt and the cold, but the dirt and the cold together,
no, it was cold. So what's going on, Earl? How are we doing? bring that up.
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, yeah. One day, not this weekend. Yeah, it's one of my favorite cars. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, hook me up with that, Earl. I'm interested in that.
The USAC Silver Crown ran a race last year at Jennerstown, and it was beautiful. And the Flight 93 museum is 15 minutes from the track.
Okay.
It was beautiful.
Well, we understand that we are having technical difficulties with the caller's audio. We have the video, but the viewers cannot hear the callers. So, Steve, are we working on that? What are we doing?
I am working on that.
He is working
Steve
on
is
it.
working on it. So.
Steve is working
So
on.
we'll have to entertain. We'll have to entertain ourselves
We'll have to entertain ourselves
and everybody else.
He was telling him
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that being said, if you are planning on calling the show, you can wait on that until we tell you to call. So if you're in queue, Steve's working on it now to see why we cannot hear our callers on the live stream. So if you're listening, I know Kate has somebody that's texting her and telling her whether we...
Well, we got it on the radio. It's just not hearing it on the live stream?
Correct.
Okay. All right. We'll fix the live stream, Steve. We'll be okay. We'll entertain on the radio.
We'll entertain on the radio for now, but we have nothing on the live stream as far as callers.
So, Earl, we're planning on getting together in the next week, maybe Saturday or Sunday. I know you got some things going on, but maybe we can steal some time and get into the studio and start with the Earl Krause time capsule. Okay. Right. Yeah, we'll have to get together for lunch one day, and we'll talk over. Maybe one
Make
day
a
next
plan.
week. Get a game plan. Yes, as Kate always does. And we'll get that, and I'll see about getting some drivers in.
Yes.
And because Sunday I'm gonna do it, but I got to make sure Mark April's coming over, and we're gonna set the balance bar on my master cylinders. I just got the brake system all bled. The fire suppression system's in. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
So so I'm ready to go. I fit in it. So, I sat in it the other day, got in and out. I got to practice getting in and out some more so I don't look like an idiot. But
there is no graceful way to get in and out of those cars.
Well, I missed it. Kate got in the car up in Motorsports, and she got right in there. I missed it. So
it was not graceful. just so you don't feel bad. It was not graceful.
Yeah, but she got in there. She looked like a natural in there. So that's the cool thing.
Yeah, I got in there and took a couple of leg lifts and twisting and all, but I got in there. I can't wait to hit the track. I can't wait for that for sure.
All right, Earl, we got a couple other people waiting on the line, and we appreciate you calling, and we'll get with you when you can come in the studio, and we'll do the time capsule.
Yeah, I'll give you a call the next day or so, Earl. Yep.
I'll do my best, Earl. Thank you.
We got our garage beer, so
that ain't happening.
Good challenge there, Kate.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, Kate didn't want to help join in with that. Mm-hmm.
Somebody's got to keep us.
All right, thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Earl.
Who else we got waiting in limbo there, Steven?
We got Addie and then Billy.
All right, let's take Billy first.
All right.
And then we'll take Addie.
I think it should be Billy there.
Billy, is that you? William.
Hey, Bill. Good.
I know you ain't getting no suntan, I can tell you that.
Need some Grecian formula. All right.
All right, cool, Bill. Sounds good to me. You can get some sideburns and you can look like Elvis up in the tower at Maple Grove. Okay. All right, well, tell us what's going on at Maple Grove, Bill.
Saturday, and also our friends from the 850 Index class will be joining us this weekend as well. We're all looking forward to it. As everybody knows, with a lot of the tracks this weekend, we are watching the weather. So if you follow Maple Grove on our Facebook or social media pages, 10:30 tomorrow morning, we'll be making a final decision in regards to racing this weekend. So if you're planning on coming on out, be sure to check out our Facebook and social media accounts. Hopefully the weather forecast is wrong like it was this past Sunday, and we ended up with a gorgeous day for a test in June. And hopefully we can give out a lot of big bucks this weekend at Maple Grove.
Well, we appreciate you when you call, Bill. What's going to happen the following week? What else you got going on real quick? Are we fixed, Stephen? Thank you.
Yep, next weekend we're going to be having another one of our great tests and tunes. Tests and tunes are always a really big hit at Maple Grove with the demographic that's in our area. We had a great turnout this past Sunday. We also had a gamblers race last Saturday with Jim Cordy getting the win over Scott Thompson. We're going to be probably doing another gambler race on our next test and tune next weekend. So for more information about that, or if you want to come out and spectate to see what Maple Grove is all about, be sure to check out our website and our social media pages, and we look forward to seeing everyone either this weekend or next weekend at the Grove.
And we look forward to you calling in next Wednesday to tell us everything that happened. And thanks, Bill, for everything you do for us here at Wide Open Wednesday.
Anytime, guys. And before I go, if any of the viewers out there are listening, with the storms that we got on Monday, I did go out and play. And unfortunately, my raincoat and my umbrella are missing. So if any of the viewers out there happen to find a missing raincoat or an umbrella anywhere, be sure to return it, and I'll give you an award.
All right, Bill. Thanks,
All right,
buddy.
Bill.
We'll be looking for that.
Right.
Now, do we got to take a break, Stephen, real quick, and come back with Addie? All right, that's what we're going to do. Take a break.
Do you feel the need for speed and are a car racing fan? Then tune in every Thursday morning at 9:30 a.m. for the Need for Speed Auto Show, hosted by me, America's mechanic, Fred Fletcher. Everything you want to know about our local tracks and races to the NASCAR scene, as well as our area car shows and cruise nights. Brought to you by Fletcher's Garage in Fairless Hills and heard every Thursday morning at 9:30 on WBCB 1490 AM, 107.3 FM, and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com.
With over 7,200 square feet of 200 brewers in stock at all times, Pat Dion Beverages now features 5 different flavors of their favorite slushy cocktails. You can also purchase all your wine, liquor, and other fine spirits right next door. Visit us on Facebook or online at patdionbeverages.com for upcoming events and samples from your favorite brewery or local food vendor.
We gathered real Pennsylvania seniors and asked them how they would benefit from an extra $1,000. Here's what they had to say.
Everything is so expensive these days.
Car expenses, repairs.
My groceries, heating costs.
Medications. I'm sure I could easily spend $1,000 like that.
Through Pennsylvania's property tax rent rebate program, eligible seniors and adults with disabilities could receive up to $1,000. Check your eligibility and apply online.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Are you curious what old antiques, collectibles, or household contents are worth? Listen Friday mornings for What's It Worth with Mike the Appraiser, right here on 1490 WBCB.
And we're back here on Wide Open Wednesday. Here are your hosts once again, Nick Leach and Fred Fletcher.
Yes, we are back, and everything is working the way it should be, except for Kate. She's always slouching and not doing what she should be doing. You would think that, she
No,
would
you
read
can't really say that you're reading what she did.
No, she didn't do it. She's got somebody else doing it, some teenager that she found over there where she lives, and she pays her a quarter to do all this. We know what's going on. What are you giving me that eye for, Steve? Now we have, which we're going to kick off our Leadfoot Ladies of Racing. We can bring Addie on the line, and we'll let Kate do her thing here, because Kate, the deal with this was we were going to have Leadfoot Ladies of Racing, and this is my chance to put the knife in and twist it, and it has nothing to do with you, Addie. It has to do with her. I was promised if we did this segment that I would, but that's all right. Addie's just as good. So, Kate, introduce the people to this wonderful girl.
If she didn't hang up already.
I know. Yeah. Addie, are you still there?
No, I'm here.
Don't listen to him.
Yes, don't.
So I just wanted to thank you for joining. You are the first of the Leadfoot Ladies of Racing for Wide Open Wednesday. So I want to thank you for taking your time. I know you had to hang on there for a minute. We had a little technical difficulty, but you are not the first. This is not the first of firsts for you. You've done the first of a lot of things, and that was one of the reasons why I was so excited to talk to you, because for people that don't know, Addie is from Norristown, and she, outside of racing, she's a phlebotomist. If we'll let her explain what that is.
The hell is that?
Well, I'm going to let her explain in a minute. Jeez.
So phlebotomist is they draw people's blood.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it had to do with the brain. I would have really been in trouble if that was.
Exactly.
Okay,
so true. She is also, she has driven, she started in quarter midgets, she's driven 600s, and now she is racing a crate modified at Grandview. She is also a small business owner.
Oh.
She has started her own little wheel woman boutique, and she is also an animal lover.
Okay. All right.
So, Addie, what are your favorite animals that you have at home?
It's always a plus.
I have turtles and tortoises at home.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, but they're slow and you're fast. What's up with that?
Excited.
Now,
I have a bunch of.
What made me fall in love with you, okay, is when I was sitting watching TV, I'm watching the indoor race, and I seen this person coming from the back. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wait a minute, this girl can wheel. Mm-hmm. And I said, I got to get to know this person. And then you came to New Egypt. My niece, of course, bought a shirt from you and all that. And then I seen you at the indoor show, and I said, I want to get you on the show. And like Kate said, we really appreciate you being on this show. And you drove, are you still driving for the Gilmores or no?
No. So last year I started racing for Timmy Buckwalter, and this year we are still racing with him.
Okay.
It's a little different. So we own the car this year, but he's still part of our team.
Okay, now when you raced for the Gilmores, who did you race for? The son, or you raced one of their cars that they had an extra car?
Yes, I raced for Kenny, the father.
Okay. Yeah, because when I was younger, I actually went to a checker flag banquet, and the sister was my crush when I was a kid.
Kenny?
I guess that's who it is. She's got to be. She's older now because I'm in my 60s, so she's got.
Yeah, so that's Kim. That's actually my boyfriend's mom.
That's funny. That is funny. So when you talk to her, you tell her that Mr. Leach says hello, and she was like my crush when I was a teenager because we went to the checker flag banquet, and I probably still have the picture somewhere. And I got to stand next to her, and I wasn't right for the rest of the evening. So,
oh my God! If you find the picture, send it to me so I can show it.
Oh yeah, she was a sweetheart. She was very nice to me, and we got to stand together to get our picture taken at the checker flag banquet. And I was wondering, I always wanted to go to Grandview to see Monk and talk to him and say, "Yo, how's your sister?" And I never got a chance. I was a big Charlie Gilmore fan, and I seen that you drove for them, and but Kate, what other questions you have for this young lady?
Well, if you would stop talking,
I'm sorry.
Ask her.
I'm sorry.
That was important stuff, Kate.
It was important stuff. Kate.
His teenage crush, super important.
Yeah, very important. You never know; she might divorce her husband and want to go back with me. Who knows?
So, Addie, what was one of the transition like going from micros to modifieds? What was like one of the biggest challenges you had doing that?
So I think the biggest thing is the 600s. It's all about more so speed and keeping your momentum versus the modifieds. They're not always just about speed because you could always say a lot of times at Grandview, the slower you are, the faster you go. It's all about kind of your critiquing your driving and being able to have that skill versus just keeping the car wound up and, trying to get all you can get out of it.
Do you have a preference between the micro or the modified?
I find I would go with the modifieds. I just like the environment. I like the driving better. I think, like I said, just having that difference in driver versus speed makes a big difference for me because I think it's a lot of talent for that.
Absolutely. One of the big reasons for starting this segment is I wanted to kind of get a feel for some of the challenges that you face as a woman in motorsports, and how have you overcome them so far?
So this is like something that never really came about for me. I started racing when I was 5. So from 5 to 14, I raced quarter midgets, and it never really came to my opinion, or to me that the difference between girls and boys really, because we all grew up together, we all did it, and I never really noticed. I mean, I knew that there wasn't as many girls as guys, but it never really came about as a thing until I got into more of the bigger stuff. And it definitely, as soon as you see a woman, you think the automatic worst, and that is what kind of opened my eyes to in the big car stuff. And I think that's why I am so strongly trying to advocate for that. I don't like to be seen as a woman. I just want to be known because I want to be good at racing versus just always getting things as being a woman. But, of course, the fact of being a woman is into play. So that's kind of why I started the boutique and try to get as much information out there as, especially for younger women wanting to race and wanting to be better.
And I love the tagline, their slogan. Can you tell us what that is and what that's about?
Oh, the all guts no nuts.
Yeah.
started, I want to say 2-3 years ago when we first, because at first we never owned our own modifieds. We had raced for people, and then we had gotten our first crate, our family-owned crate, and I wanted something different. And I had remember seeing this slogan when I was little, like I was young, and I always thought about it, but I never knew. And then I finally brought it up to my dad, and everybody thought it was a good idea. And it just really caught on, and everybody loves it. And it's actually gone and like kind of viral for me, for everybody.
I know I love it. One of the things, one more thing on your shop. Will you have larger sizes at some point, or have you not gone down
for the boutique?
For the boutique, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're up to 3X right now. I think we should be going up to 5.
Okay, perfect. And then one of the other things, so I love, that's what inspired you to start the boutique, because I think that's fantastic. Who are the women in racing that have inspired you, if there are any?
You.
That's a good question.
I don't know that Addie knew that I even raced.
I mean, I think the thing is, like, again, going back to growing up and like looking up to people, like I said, I never really seen a difference. Mm-hmm. So I always I'm a big Kyle Larson fan, only because of how good he can do in like every single thing he drives, no matter what he drives, he's good. But I can't say that I mean, when I was we're going back when I was young, obviously I liked Danica Patrick at the time. But that was a long time ago.
We won't hold that against you right now, Addie.
I mean, I was
like
little.
Danica Patrick.
I like Danica Patrick.
You like her for a different reason than what we would like
true.
her for.
That's not true.
I didn't know she raced.
You're full of crap, Kate. That's not true. You know who my favorite girl is.
Oh, for crying out loud.
And she should be on this show by now.
Is there anything, because we're going to wrap up in a second, is there anything that you want to share that maybe I haven't asked, or that you want people to know about you?
She's good. That's what they need to know. She's good.
Awesome. I'll get you on here.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, we covered the boutique that I raced 600s, and I mean, I'm trying to race a little more with my 358 modified this year to get more experience. I'm hoping to go to Big Diamond at least a few times with that.
Awesome.
Just to get some seat time in that, and then hopefully maybe next year or the year after going full time in that. I know I have a little more work to do, but before
you just
that,
set those goals and aim for them. That's the idea.
Exactly. Come to New Egypt. I'll make you a star more than you are.
Oh yeah, we'll be at New Egypt for sure, especially for the STSS race.
Cool. I can't wait.
Well, Addie, thank you so much for being the first. And if you ever need anything or want to call in again, we're here every Wednesday. Obviously, you have our contact.
Addie. We are.
You can still call.
You can still call,
honey.
And you can always reach out if you need anything. But thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Addie.
And wish you the best of luck for your season.
Right,
thank you so much.
No, thank you. All right, who we got now?
We have Logan and we have Melissa Scarpetti.
Okay.
All right, what do you want to do?
We're with the ladies. Might as well just go with Melissa first.
Okay.
Logan's young. He's got time.
Yeah.
Melissa, it's Kate. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hey,
What's
Melissa.
up, girl?
Don't sound so happy, Melissa.
What's
Jeez,
up? I don't worry.
Come on now. You were so happy Saturday night till it got cold.
I was happy until it got cold.
We were all happy till it got cold. I don't know what happened there. Somebody fell off their broom and the world switched. I don't know what happened, but it got cold. But how are you, Melissa? What's going on?
I'm doing good. Just, working away.
I'm going to see you back in a car anytime soon?
You never know.
I love it.
I don't have plans. I never have plans, but...
never say never.
Yeah, I remember.
Exactly. My dad always is up for that, for sure, but,
Hey, if he can still keep getting in it, you can get in it.
He's an old man, so...
Yeah, I know. He keeps trying to get me into it more and more, but it's just a time and money and all that.
There was one time,
stuff.
I forget which track it was at. I went out there and I saw the car doing really well, and I thought it was John out there. So I was like, oh, wow, Johnny's really running good. I go into the pits, and he's already there. I'm like, huh. And he's like, oh, yeah, that was Melissa running. I'm like, oh, okay. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Melissa, can you tell us a little bit about the role that you play with SRI?
Sure. I do more like spokesmodeling things, and I'm just making more aware of the brand. It's basically a Barron's. It's just out of North Carolina and Indianapolis. So they have their storefronts there, but they sell online and they sell through their distributors and everything. So it's basically just like a Barron's, like it is up here. It's just down North Carolina bound. And I travel cross country with them a lot of times, just, taking pictures and being a brand ambassador, and just really love the people and love the experience, and just honestly, it's just crazy how fast it just came about with for me. And now I know so many different race car drivers all over the country, and I just kind of pop up all over the place,
And did they reach out to you, or did you reach out to them?
I actually met Randy Keene. He works with SRI down in Florida in Volusia one year, and then I saw each other again when I went to Lernerville for the Lucas Oil race, and he just one day just was like, hey, do you want to take a picture for me? And I'm like, sure. And it blew up the internet. I had more likes than Kyle Larson did on their page, the first post they put of me up there.
I wonder why. So. You're a lot better looking than he is.
So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty funny, and it just kind of took off from there. And we started really diving in on their social media and their branding, and it's crazy. It's gone full circle. It's so big now, their social media pages.
That's awesome.
And just the experience we do now, and the pole awards, and we do pole awards for Super Dirt Car Series, and then for the STS races, we're doing an award for that as well. We do, the big Oswego and all that kind of stuff too.
Well, that's awesome. I am so proud to have watched you go from, like Fred said, from a little kid to all of this, and just getting to do something that you love, and I'm so excited for you to be continuing to do that. So.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope it turns into more opportunities, and I'd like to get the heck out of New Jersey, to be honest. But
I hear you.
I'm going to crush your dad.
I don't know, but and we're all really close. My sisters all literally live within, the two of them live literally 2 minutes from me, both of them, and then my other sister's 15 minutes away. So we're all very right here, in Hamilton, basically.
Yeah, and your grandfather's right there with you guys. It's like the whole Scarpati little thing over there. El Rancho Scarpati is what we call the house.
Yep.
Yeah, it's bad that we all pretty much live 2 minutes away, not even literally off the same street from each other.
Yeah.
It's a whole compound almost.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you for calling in tonight, and anything else. If you want to get any information out for SRI or anything, just let us know. We can put it on our page. We can get you back on the show. We're every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So feel free to call in anytime.
Yeah, you can message me. Let me know. We'll put it out there. If I don't want to put it on on Facebook, but we'll get the word out for you, Melissa.
One day.
All right, Melissa. Thanks for calling, honey.
All righty.
Thanks. You guys Saturday.
Right.
Absolutely.
See you, honey.
You got Logan.
All right, next we have...
Logan Watt.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Put him through.
Man of the hour.
The man of the hour, Logan Watt. I got a chance to talk to him earlier in the night at New Egypt Speedway. Then he goes out and he runs second for the longest time in the dirt show. Winds up finishing third, told me the tire went away. Logan, what's happening, man? What are you doing? Are you in the garage, or are you sitting in your recliner? What are you doing?
Well, I was just down the shop getting ready for, hopefully getting ready for this weekend at a Big Diamond in Grandview.
Well, the weather doesn't look too good, does it?
No, but, I mean, it changes every hour, I feel like, so you don't know.
Well, that's the job that we need. You can be wrong and still get paid big dollars if you're a weatherman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
walk us through. I mean, you won a couple championships at Grandview. You come to New Egypt. You're going to race with some of your heroes out there, and you wind up doing something that people would have never thought you were going to do. You ran second, like I said, for the longest time, and you told me the tire went away, and that's how Jankowski had a chance to get under you and wind up getting second. You have to be happy. Your parents are ecstatic, but I know you have to be pretty happy with what you've done Saturday night at New Egypt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled. You know, it was one of those nights that you dreamed about when you were a kid. You know, racing against Stuart Friesen and Shepard and Phelps and all them. You know, and racing against them and beating some of them. You know, that was, as a kid you dreamed of that. You know, we were able to make the dream come true Saturday night, and it helps with the timing good and everything like that. It makes your night go a little bit smoother. We were kind of ahead of the game there, and it's a shame the tire went away. I think that was part of my part. I used up too much of the tire trying to catch Celia, I think. And, I mean, their tires looked a lot better than mine, so that's something for me to learn and build on, how to save a tire with these bigger motors. So, yeah.
Now, was there a moment during the race that you thought, like, wow, man, I really belong here and I'm just going to settle in? And, of course, when Jankowski got you, did you think, all right, now I just got to settle in and I can probably keep third after he got by you?
Yeah, I mean, my goal was to just kind of get experience and, try to hit my marks in every lap. That was my biggest thing into going there. I didn't really have any high expectations. I just kind of wanted to go there, hopefully, to qualify. And, but the feature, 75 laps is that's a lot of seat time, you know what I mean, which was great. But it also, taught me how to be a little bit patient, you know what I mean, and just all that fun stuff. So, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you had a chance to listen to my interview with Stewart after the feature. I interviewed him in his trailer. He talked very highly of you, and he talked very highly of Mr. Jankowski. And, of course, he was on our show the Wednesday before, and he talked about you, and he talked about Alex. And he said, he don't know how long he's going to be able to hold you guys off. And I told him, I said, when you guys become seasoned like him, you guys are going to be a force to be reckoned with. You're already a force to be reckoned with now. I mean, what was the biggest adjustment moving up from what you were racing to being a modified competitor now? I mean, this is your first year modified racing, but you already got 2 championships at Grandview. I mean, what are you thinking now? I mean, you're moving up to modifieds. You're going to run Big Diamond and Grandview, and I know you like New Egypt. I'll see you back for the Short Track Super Series. But what are you thinking? Are you going to run and be competitive and try and win a championship at Diamond, or are you just going to try and get wins?
I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, I'd love to get a championship back at Grandview, but it's really intense there. You watch the racing from last year. Kresley and Strunke and my dad and Man Miller. They were all up front every week, and it's intense. And even when I ran the 6er, it was intense. It's intense racing up there, and we'll have to see what this rule change on how intense it really is. But no, I mean, Big Diamond will go for the wins, and I think Grandview, since we're going to be there every week. I mean, I'm missing 1 week because I'm going to prom, but
that's funny.
We'll see how we're at, and we'll see, and we'll go from there.
Now, besides your dad, we'll leave your dad out of this question. Who is your biggest influence in your racing career besides your dad? Now, we know Mom has no fingernails. She probably went to the salon and got some Lee press-ons because she has no nails left. But besides your father, we'll leave him out of this. Who is your biggest influence racing-wise?
Oh, that's a tough question. I don't know. I mean, this is a tough question. I don't know. I've gotten a lot of good advice from people.
Well, that's good.
Throughout my years, you know, Strunky being one of them, Doug Manmiller being one of them. You know, and I feel like one of the bigger names, you know, even Friesen, you know, he's. I mean, you see what he does, and you see what he's accomplished, right? So you know that really motivates you. You know, you want to be like that guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I mean, he runs NASCAR. He travels all over the place. You know, and you're like, I want to be him one day. And
right.
Actually, my grandmother and I, you know, have a little joke because we always talk about running Xfinity. So every time I'm in the podium or victory lane, she always says Xfinity to me, and I'm like, you know, that's one thing I want to get to. So.
I mean, you're smooth enough.
I mean, probably Friesen.
I mean, you're smooth enough that, you know, I watched the race. You don't take any extra chances that you shouldn't take. You hold your line, and that's all that any of your competitors could ask for out of a guy that doesn't have experience. Hold your line. Don't do anything erratic. And what you being a young guy, and when I called you last night, you were on the phone with Colin Cox, who's another young gun. What is the best piece of advice that you give guys that are, you know, going to come up in racing now that you're doing what you're doing and you're winning races and the experience you have? Now you got other little kids that are coming from quarter midgets. You know they're going to come and ask you. What's the best advice you could give them, Logan?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is just hold your own. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing, is just holding your own, keeping yourself humble. You know, and try not to overreact a whole lot. You know, something happens, just calm down, go on to the next week, keep your head straight. You know, you got to work hard too. You know, to work hard, you know, to play hard, you got to work hard. So, yeah, that's the biggest thing, getting in the shop and, you know, learning all this new stuff and trying to make yourself better and progress and as a driver and learning all the knowledge that you need to know to be a better driver. So I feel like that's one of the biggest pieces of advice, biggest piece of advice that I've gathered from other racers, including my dad. And yeah. I
mean, after your strong performance in the Super Dirt Series, do you plan on going to other dirt races and the short track Super Series races? You plan on following some of that stuff this year, or are you just going to be sporadic with that?
I mean, we'll have to see. I'm really trying to convince my dad to go to Can-Am, but I don't think that's going to happen because it's a Saturday, and I'm hoping it rains down here. Because I mean, with the month of April, you never know what's gonna happen. So, I'm hoping Grandview rains out so we can go up to Can-Am, but I don't know. I mean, we have, you know, Summerfest is on the schedule up for the Dirt Series. A couple STS shows around here. You know, and Big Diamond, Grandview, obviously, and some of the other local stuff around here, and pretty much about it.
What is the one thing most people don't know about Logan Watt off the racetrack? Besides his mom's crazy. We all know mom's crazy.
I don't know. Off the racetrack.
Do you like football? Do you like baseball? Do you like any other sport besides racing?
Probably hockey. I'm a big hockey guy.
That's cool.
Yeah, every time my buddy Colin Cox comes over, we always, you know, shoot hockey for a little while, and
cool.
You know, because it's to get at, you know, kind of get away from racing, kind of clear our heads, and we shoot some hockey and have some fun. You know, act like 14-year-olds. You know, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Any superstitions? Yeah. Any rituals you do before you get in the car? Do you put your right shoe on first? Do you put a dime in your shoe? Any superstitions?
I mean, not really. Not really.
Okay, well that's good. Maybe you don't need none of that.
Well, maybe one. I chew the same piece of, not the same piece of gum, but the same kind of gum.
There you go.
Same flavor, I should say.
Well,
so yeah, when I race.
If that's what you do, you have the same kind of gum. Tell Mom to buy a case of it. Keep doing what you're doing, because you're going up the ladder, kid. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Your dad was the man at Bridgeport at the big track. Your dad's the man mostly every place he goes to. So you have a good idol to look up to. It's pretty neat to have a father like him and a mother like her. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, kid, because you're one of my adopted nephews, and I look forward to seeing your career move along. I hope I live long enough to see you become a superstar. You're moving right up the ladder, so just keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you calling. It was great watching you race at New Egypt. Now you got to come back and you got to win at New Egypt so I can stand in victory lane with you, all right?
Alrighty, sounds good.
All right, give Mom and Dad a big hug for me, and we'll talk to you later, all right?
All right, sounds good. Thanks for having me on here.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for calling us, Logan. We appreciate you, buddy. Be good.
So we want to do a quick rundown of what happened over the last weekend?
Yes, we got to do a quick rundown, or Kate will get mad for writing all this for nothing. All right, give the rundown, Fred. You start.
Let's do a New Egypt. All right.
Who won that? Stuart Friesen.
Stuart Friesen.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
It's Stuart Friesen, Alex Jankowski, as we were just talking, ended up second. Logan Watt was third. That's who we just talked to.
Yeah.
Matt Williamson was running fourth. And Loudon Ryman, another one of my favorite,
yep.
one of my favorite guys.
And we're trying to work out something to maybe he may come to New Egypt.
There you go. So. And then the Crate Sportsman, you had Ryan Heim, Mike Butler, Ryan Simmons, Nick Van Wickle, and Matt Ellery. And then the Four Cylinders,
our very own Bobby Drayton.
Bobby Drayton won. We had a great interview with Bob and his family afterwards.
Yes, it's always a blast to be with them. That
really was fun.
Yep.
It really was fun.
That was cool.
Justin Dunn ended up second. Kyle Hurley ended up third. And Dominic Antonelli ended up fourth in the Fletcher's Garage Mustang.
Yes, and that was a good outing for Dom. He had a couple.
He blew a water pump at the end.
Up for him, Fred, because I knew he was having some.
He was having some carb issues, but he ended up fixing it himself. But he ended up blowing the water pump towards the end.
And then Scott Dunn making his comeback. He winds up finishing fifth.
Was the Flocking Bomb Squad there?
Yeah, the Flocking Bomb Squad was there. They still owe me a T-shirt. I was there, and they did not give me a T-shirt.
Well, see, there you go, Dominic. If you're listening, you better have a T-shirt, or he's bringing his heat gun and a razor blade.
I mean, he's got a Fletcher's Garage shirt and all.
Yeah, he's got all the good stuff. See?
Shirt.
So, and then we go to Georgetown. Pete's going to call, so Pete will give the rundown for the Georgetown stuff.
Okay.
So,
is Pete going to call?
Yeah, I was going to say.
He said he was going to call at like 10 up, so he's got 2 minutes. 2 minutes, Pete. 2 minutes. All right, moving on.
How about Bridgeport?
Bridgeport. We can go to Bridgeport. Where you at, Fred? You got it?
I don't have Bridgeport.
Can I do Bridgeport?
Yeah, you can do Bridgeport, absolutely.
So in the Danny's Pizza Pizzazz Modifieds, we had Dylan Stoyer over
He's
Rick.
another star, right?
He is.
In the making, yep.
Rick Laubach, H.J. Bunting, Billy Osmond, and Billy Pouch Jr. In the sprint cars, my personal favorite was Bob DeVault.
Oh, yeah, Bob.
He had the trifecta that night. He was quick time, he won his heat, and he won the feature.
So he had a hat trick.
So he did. So congratulations to Bob DeVault. And it was followed by Dave Brown, Brian Carber, Aiden Borden, and Troy Betts. The wingless sprints was Thomas Radavoy, Dan Leeper, Brian Spencer, our buddy Swibens, and Joe Cata.
What's he doing? Is he running through 05 still?
He is. No? He's running both. Okay. Yeah. And then the Sportsman Modified, Travis Hill has been on a tear.
Yes.
He, I'm going to try to see if we can get him on.
Yeah, we got to get him. Yep.
So it's Travis Hill, Joe Toth, Jax Yon, Stephen Kemry, and Luke Bunning. Four Cylinders was Eric Degler, Tim Jones, Colin Gale, Lee Allen, and Joe Gary Jr. And the Street Stocks, another one, Mike Hughes has been on a tear. Mm-hmm. Spider Rensinger Jr., Gary Klimchak, Gary Bazowski, and Spider Rensinger Sr. That was the Bridgeport race.
Okay, who we got? Put them on. Ladies and gentlemen, live, but not from the Diamond Suite. It's Pistol Pete Wortman. Pete, what's going on?
I'm doing good. How are you and Fred doing?
Good, we're doing great, and we got Kate in studio with us today. So we got Kate, and you had two nights of racing, Pete. You got to do the Super Dirt Series, but you were in Georgetown on Friday night. Tell us how that went.
That's right. That was it was great. It was Chad's first night as the promoter, and he thanked everybody when the night started. Chad Cackle that he waited his whole life to get a chance to do this, and he was actually emotional about it. But it was a good night. The track was perfect. Jamie Friesen does a phenomenal job preparing the track. And Ryan Godown won the modifieds. Kind of boring in the middle of the race because he got a big lead, but Jankowski made the last 10 laps exciting because he ran him down without any yellows. And within 2 car lengths at the finish, got his nose under him a couple of times. And Ryan Creighton was third. Paul Mancini did a good job finishing fourth, coming down there for a rare appearance.
Oh, cool.
And
Paul likes it down there.
The story was the sportsman race was Bryce Bayshore won his first ever big race anywhere.
Oh, good for him.
He had won rookie races. Yeah, I didn't realize how young he was, Nick. Holy cow.
Yeah.
He got out of the car, and I'm like, oh, wow.
I raced with his dad.
I'll tell you what, he ran a heck of a race.
Well,
He
Ricky
beat, like,
Elliott
5 of
raced
the
when he
best
was
drivers
15,
down
right?
there.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. He made a great move. He was running third, and on a restart, he was able to get the lead from James Hill and trying to remember who the other car was. But it was all the top runners down there. Joe Toth was in the top 5. Scott Hitchens was 6th. I mean, it was all the best guys that he beat, and he did a great job.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then you had the Rush late models there. Trevor Collins, Derek McGee, and Nick Davis, Joey Warren, and Devin Brannon.
Yeah.
So, Kate gives us all the results.
We had the super late models there too, and Rick Eckert beat Ross Robinson. Rick's a legend, and he loves Georgetown.
Yeah, he
like
put
every
the
time I get
24
a
back on
victory
the
lane,
car.
he's like, "Oh, I love this place."
Yeah, he put the 24 back on the car. Does he live up down south now? He lived near there, Pete?
Yeah, I think he lives in Maryland, right?
Okay.
No, he's from York, Pennsylvania. I don't know if he still lives there, but I know he's from York.
And I know he put the 24 back on the car and gave it the old paint scheme like he used to run back in the day, because he was a force to be reckoned with at all them late model shows. So, all right, let's switch over to New Egypt, the Super Dirt Series show, packed house. Standing room only at New Egypt. Good to see that there. But then, you wouldn't have felt it because you were up where the heater was. But the cold front comes through, and I thought it was going to have a snowstorm there, and we were going to have a blizzard.
Oh, it was, boy, was that something, Nick, or what? I was on the back of the tower when it switched because I wasn't doing the 4 cylinders, and the wind just totally switched towards the grandstand. The temperature dropped about 30 degrees in 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So, fortunately, I know a lot of people make comments online and stuff about working the track twice, and that really was done the second time to make sure the track was wet enough so it wouldn't be real dusty. Because the wind had switched towards the grandstand, and we didn't want to do that to people.
Right.
Yep. And it made a big difference.
Oh, yeah, Fred.
And the track was good in the feature.
Yep, Fred said he probably could have put a little bit more water on it, but he didn't want to do that because it was cold and it would have been frozen and would have been slimy. So they done the right thing. I mean, they done a heck of a job getting the track right. Stewart was happy, and he told me that himself. He said, "I'm happy I won," but he goes, "No, the track was good," and But yeah, I mean, it was a good race. And then to see Jankowski and then Logan Watt, we just had Logan Watt on. I mean, that kid is something else, man.
That young man has a big future ahead of him.
Yeah, he
was
does.
Such poise running, and the thing that surprised me the most, once you have the lead and then you lose it, younger guys usually will overdrive. Well, I'll even take it a step further. He was catching Friesen there in the middle of the race.
Right.
And when he got close, I said, I was waiting for him to overdrive because that's typically what a younger driver would do. And he showed such poise. He just kept hitting his marks and taking what the track was giving him. He wasn't usually they'll drop back once they get past. He didn't do that. I mean,
he told me the tire gave up on him.
Great move on him.
He told me the tire gave up on him, and that's how Jankowski got him. So he said he moved up the track just enough because of the tire, and Jankowski had a chance to get underneath him. He said, but he was ecstatic about getting third, and he's got a, like you said, a bright future ahead of him. He's going to be going places. So
Yeah, there was some good racing all day.
So. He should have been excited.
With good racing all Saturday. I left a little early, so I didn't see the crate main. But leading up to that, all the races, the heats, and everything were really, really looking good. The track was doing really well.
So now,
it was smooth all night, and if you didn't see the crate race, what was surprising to me, the crate race only had one yellow, but that wasn't surprising. But what was surprising was that the modified race, the last 10 laps or so, the track kind of locked down where the guys were. It was kind of mostly on the bottom. The guys who were going up top weren't getting enough of a bite, and the crates. They had multiple grooves. It was funny because with the motor difference, the track was completely different for them. It was a really good race.
Right.
And Ryan Heim won that.
Yeah, he was fast in his heat race. He was fast all day, and he, he's been racing with us for a long time, so he finally got what he deserved. I mean, he should be tough. If his car stays the way it's doing, he should be tough.
It's not a whole lot of yellows all
Friday
Saturday.
night and got a
top
10.
Yeah, not a whole lot of yellows. The four-cylinder race was fantastic, too.
Oh, yeah, that was a really good race.
It was a really good race. But, there wasn't a whole lot of yellows going on from what I saw Saturday night. That makes it really enjoyable for everybody.
Well, Pete, you're not supposed to be there this week because you got something special coming up, but Mother Nature's liable to help you out this week because it doesn't look good for the weekend.
It does look that way. And I'm not wishing that on anybody, but it would be better for me. But I'm only one person, so I don't want to see that.
Yeah,
happen
but you're a
to the
special
racing
person,
community.
so maybe you get a pass.
Yeah, well, thank you. But I will say that I won't. I don't want to see it be really nasty, but not rain, and they have it hurts the crowd on opening night like that.
Right.
The First Point show, it's going to be a great night of racing. The Mass 305 sprint cars are supposed to be there.
Yep.
You want to see it be a good night, and you don't want questionable or iffy weather.
Yeah, and you don't want people to be cold.
Rain.
You don't want rain. You don't want people to be cold. I always said end of April. And then try and run through October. It's hard. You got to turn the lights on. You got to pay your employees. People don't realize that it's a business, and they get all mad and they start talking smack. But we gotta wrap it up here, Pete. We only got a couple minutes to go. Fred's going to have to do the upcoming events for this weekend on his show tomorrow. But we appreciate you calling. You know I love you, and I'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. Thanks, Fred.
All right.
Thanks,
every
Pete.
week, Pete, make sure you mark your calendar. Every week you should be on here.
All righty. So, well, that wraps us up. So if whoever's calling is
McIntyre.
He's running late, running 15th again.
You'll have to go over this.
Do you feel the need for speed and are a car racing fan? Then tune in every Thursday morning at 9:30 a.m. for the Need for Speed Auto Show, hosted by me, America's mechanic, Fred Fletcher. Everything you want to know about our local tracks and races to the NASCAR scene, as well as our area car shows and cruise nights. Brought to you by Fletcher's Garage in Fairless Hills and heard every Thursday morning at 9:30 on WBCB 1490 AM, 107.3 FM, and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com.
Album Sides is back on BCB. Join us weekday mornings at 11 for Album Sides. We've got great music, gonna spin some of the best albums of all time. It's Album Sides with yours truly, the philosopher Chris Ermer. Weekday mornings at 11 right here on 107.3 FM and 1490 WBCB. You can also listen live at WBCB1490.com.
You're listening to 1490 WBCB and on your FM dial at 107.3 W297CL Levittown.
This is On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. A weekly recap of your Philadelphia Flyers from Blue Line to Blue Line. Broadcasting live from Chickies and Pete's, tonight's show is brought to you by Han & Stone Spa, Pat Dion Beverages, The Capitol Grill, Chickies and Pete's, Payroll Service Solutions, and Independence Blue Cross. We now go live to Chickies and Pete's for On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Now, here are your hosts, former Flyers goaltending great Bernie Parent, and Paul Jolovitz.
Alrighty, folks, welcome to On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. I'm Paul Jolovitz. We're here at Chicks and Pete's in a bustling Marlton with all kinds of TVs, all kinds of people on this Wednesday afternoon, right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM, and seen live on YouTube at WBCB Sports.